Welcome to Planit Butter, my world, where I hopefully inspire you to build yours by being Intucentric, an immersive experience. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied Intucentric philosophy, and recorded in a variety of international locations as I embody my Intucentric way, you reflect on yours, and together we experience occasional guest episodes where we visit other worlds and learn something cool. I'm Jordan Alexandra Blizzard Planet. This is from my planet to yours. Thanks for joining me in Jericoacoara, Brazil, Santiago, Chile, Los Angeles, USA, and Hawaii, USA, for a very special 3 countries, 1 episode experience where we will be doing semi-live sort of story time developing episode. Why? I don't know. I feel called to it because after revealing to you guys in episode 112 that Planit Butter's next mission was revealed to me and we are going to Hawaii, when I booked my flight last night, which was January 19th, 2026, there was 1 flight out of Jericoacoara to where I need to go in Hawaii. So that was the flight, yeah? And that flight revealed to us we have 2 more big missions before Hawaii: Santiago and Los Angeles. Now, right now we're in Brazil. Today is January 20th, 2026. We leave January 21st at 1:50 a.m. So tonight I will be leaving this house to the airport to start this absolutely ridiculous 48-hour adventure. And I say ridiculous because none of the flight, I didn't know or think about for a second the direction or where I would be, the layovers would be on any level. I just knew I need to be in Hawaii, so I'm going. And there was 1 flight, so this is the path. And the unfolding of all these puzzle pieces is just fascinating. So we're documenting. And in the spirit of being Intucentric, with respect to time not being linear, we're going to ground this show in reminding you to enjoy the ride wherever this show takes us, because I know I'm going to, and I have no idea where this episode is going to take us as of this moment. And this is going to be a developing story, but it's not going to be a clean development and clean story. We know that because it's not scripted. We are watching, we are participating, we are embodying my Intucentric way. I am taking responsibility for my role in this universe, and we are just here for the ride and sharing it with you. So, where are we at right now? Right now, with this reveal of Santiago and LA, the only intention I have with Santiago is to get a little snip. I want a haircut. I don't know why I want a haircut, but something told me, get a haircut in Santiago. And I am very amused by getting haircuts in a variety of countries. It's just one of those things that I just am entertained by. So that's one intention for my 12-hour layover, is hair snip and let the rest of the magic unfold. And obviously to record a section of this episode there. That's all I've got for Santiago, okay? Next, LA. LA is a huge piece of this unfolding puzzle because LA was a home base for me prior to Bali being a home base for the last 1.5 years or so, but really just being fairly nomadic in a sense. But I had the Bali base for a good chunk, so I say Bali base. Anyway, Chippy On Planit Butter, he's the transforming convertible. You can find him in the podcast cover art, and you can find him in both the books, Party of One and Intucentric. Chippy is my real convertible in LA. I got him when I was 22 or 23. I am now 30. He is my baby boy, and he is embedded in Planit Butter. So a surprise visit, 8-hour layover in LA means give the boy a kiss. So we're going to give Chippy a little kiss. And the funny thing is, there's so many layers here. Stick with me. So LA revealed a big Planit Butter mission. Chippy, and mind you, I'm now in my 4th round of willingness to sell Chippy. And the universe has dodged it so aggressively 3 other times, and at present is also seemingly dodging it, but we are still willing, and we are just amused at watching the universe dodge this. And when I say dodge this, I mean the 3rd time, the most recent time previously that I attempted to sell. A car hit Chippy while Chippy was parked legally in the place that he has resided with Heather Thrills, look her up, the best boxing and yoga instructor in the world. Hi, Heather. And Chippy's godmother. And that insurance company neglected the claim for 6 months and then took 3+ months after that, once they did finally answer, to resolve the issue. Now we're willing and attempting to sell Chippy again. Since around Christmas, I have attempted to contact more than 10 different companies to sell Chippy, and literally only 2 have gotten back to me. 2. One was really bizarre with their communication, extremely unprofessional, and they dropped the ball. The other one listed Chippy for sale, but won't put Chippy on the lot, and their website is in the middle of a rebrand, so it's actually down, so their listing is not really listed. All of the other companies have literally not returned my call or won't take Chippy because currently Chippy needs a significant jump start to get moving because of issues that are involved with that other car hitting Chippy. It's never ending. So Chippy is being manhandled by the universe, and I am here for it. And the other layer is that I own Chippy, clean title. However, the DMV, they pretend to mail you your title once you pay your auto loan off. And then when they don't, they make you pay for a new mailing of the title. It's not expensive, but it's just so annoying because just send the title, you know? I already paid for the car. It's my title. Why am I paying for the title? You should just be mailing me my title. But anyway, onwards. When I was in LA a few months ago, after we went from Bali to LA to Florida, Florida to Brazil. When I was in LA, I went to the DMV, I paid for them to mail me a new title, and when I left, Def Jam Recordings was right next door. Def Jam Recordings, formerly Def Jam Records, founded by Rick Rubin, partially, who I am calling in to write the foreword to affirm the foreword in my new book, Intucentric, and simply just collaborate with him because our brains are like, which I have said before and I will keep saying, which I also say a lot. I say I've said this before and I will keep saying it because I mean it about a variety of things. Anyway, stick with me. So that was cool. So the title was mailed to my friend and the Blissy character artist Diana Ray Polis's house, okay? So the title is at Diana's, Chippy is at Heather's, and Chippy's not being sold, and he can't even be sold because the title needs to be with the car. Now I'm being brought to LA in my path to Hawaii, so I am in the position to be able to get my title from Diana's house, bring the title to Chippy at Heather's, And on top of that, the other day, I ordered as a gift to Diana the hardcover of Intucentric, which I don't have a copy of yet. I only have the paperback, which is absolutely destroyed with my love for bringing it to all these different cities and places and countries and what have you. So beat up. And obviously, metaphorically, me receiving the hardcover is like, it's very significant. It just is. Hardcover. It's like it's like when I did the audiobook, it was like me expressing the voice of the book is so powerful, spiritually, metaphorically, physically, mentally, emotionally, for me, for Planit Butter, to communicate to the universe who I am, who I believe myself to be, all these things, and to be the one sharing and teaching and embodying being Intucentric. So the hardcover, I feel like, is the universe being like, she locked it in. And that checks out to be receiving it. Well, Diana's receiving it. I sent it as a gift to Diana. But it happened to be arriving on Thursday, January 22nd, when I happened to be arriving in LA for a layover that I didn't know I was even going to have when I ordered it as a gift to Diana. So now I've ordered Diana a second book because I'm going to be stealing that book, which means Chippy's title and the hardcover book are both at Diana's house, who is the Blissy character artist, which I just find absolutely hilarious that I didn't even know I was going to be going to LA until 12 hours ago. And now I will be the one to be getting Chippy's title, receiving the hardcover of Intucentric, reuniting with Chippy, getting the art that I've made in 2021 out of the glove compartment of Chippy, putting it delicately in storage for safekeeping, extra safekeeping, in case Chippy, I don't know what's happening with Chippy, but my responsibility is, for whatever reason, I still have to commit to being willing to sell Chippy. That's my role in the universe with Chippy. That's my personal responsibility. And if Uni is going to continue to protect Chippy, who's to say? Not me, just the unfolding. I'm just witnessing, I'm just sharing, and I'm just taking personal responsibility. So, whew, we're going to get some friend hugs in, we're going to get a Chippy love in, and then we're going to go back to the airport. And at some point in there, we will record again. We're going to stop here and pick it back up in Santiago, Chile, for whatever there has to hold there. All right, guys, we're in the Santiago portion of this week's episode. Welcome. It's been a very relaxing, incredible day of doing our infamous boogies. I will start by sharing, this is the Planit Butter Jet studio art found in Intucentric. This is the blown up canvas version that's it. I walk around with it because I printed it out and I have no choice because I travel the world with 2 suitcases and now this giant holder. And when I boarded my flight from Sao Paulo to Santiago, the most amazing flight attendant, Tiago, was helping me, and he took supreme care of our most precious Planit Butter Jet art. And when he was helping me, he said, you have to remember to ask me for it at the end of the flight, otherwise I'm going to add it to my art collection. I was like, oh my god, do you actually collect art? Because then you're totally welcome to have it if I forget it. And then we were just playing around and he wanted to see it, and then I was like, do you really want to see it? And then this older couple sitting in the middle seat next to us as we were standing in front of them, they say, we want to see it. So I'm taking out this 36 by 48 huge Planit Butter Jet studio art in front of all these people in the plane. And they're like, wow, this is so great, blah, blah, blah. And I was loving the compliments, of course, because this is my artwork. And the older gentleman looks at the art and he says, which one am I? Because it's Blissy and Astral sitting on the Planit Butter Jet studio. And I pointed to Astral. I said, you're this one, I'm that one, meaning Blissy. And we're recording our podcast. So we had a good laugh. He loved it. And then he says, you better get her autograph. She's going to be famous. And I was like, wow, that's so cute. To Planit Butter we go. And so what have we been doing, guys? We've just been bopping. It's been a very leisurely, solo bopping day. We've met some nice people, we bopped into some art galleries. I've got this sunflower. I got the coolest purse, which I showed the Instagram. Actually, I didn't do it to subscribers. I shared it with the world because I have an incredible collection of my high-end vintage pieces from different countries, and that's one of them. So now we have this new incredible piece. It's like, I guess I could show you. I could show you. Stand by. Taking out all the goods. Okay, ready, guys? It's literally magnificent. Look at this thing. How incredible is that? It's like a little picnic basket, but it's chic and sexy. Of course. And it's mirrored, which, like, let's see. Anyway, this is the purse. This is becoming a show and tell episode. I'm in the middle of a park. Thankfully, security's behind me. All right. Anyway, we literally just bopped around, tried some yummy Chilean food. It's called locos, okay? It's only local. Maybe one other country, they said, even gets these things. It's like this fish that's kind of like clam, but not. And it's sort of the texture of octopus. And it starts off black, and then they clean it really thoroughly, and then they cook it to a certain something. It turns white, and then they do some other stuff with it, put some sauce on it, and then they feed it to me. And it was delicious. I wouldn't really want to get it again, though, because I wasn't totally in love with the texture, but they did a great job of making it taste yummy. Also, do you see these mountains? There's a ton of buildings. Like, the city meeting the mountains is one of my favorite things in the world. Should I bring the camera? Whatever, it's Planit Butter. We're going rogue as usual. We're always rogue. We're not going rogue. We stay rogue. Do you see this? It's phenomenal. If I may some stuff. Oh goodness, so reckless. Anyway, it's been a lovely day. We've literally just had the most peaceful, pleasant little bopperoo, and realizing, because I'm going to be in LA tomorrow, I actually might be able to fulfill the sale of Chippy, and I think I have to before Hawaii. I feel like I'm being blessed with being present to release Chippy properly, and he wasn't able to be sold until I was physically present, and I have to get the title, right? So I think my personal responsibility and my association and relationship with Chippy and the tie to Planit Butter, it's like, it has to be me. I'm pretty sure, because all these companies not calling me back and needing this title anyway, and my friends not being responsible for this, it's like, of course I have to be there. That's so cool. Even though there's plenty of companies who aren't answering me that could just go pick up the car and buy the car, and that could have been it. That wasn't how it's gonna go, because Uni's not letting that happen. And honestly, I'm so excited and relieved that I get to see Chippy one more time. And I think tomorrow's the release. Stay tuned. Again, this is not a clean story arc. We don't really know what's going on. But thankfully, today was very pleasant, eventful in a positive, relaxed way. Great boogie. We had that fun little positive exchange about the Planit Butter Jet Studio art on the plane. So how about that? My art was like opened up on a plane, and then the rest of the flight, the guy next to me who observed the happening of this, he kept pointing out certain things, and he'd be like, I think that's a sign that your jet's coming. And I'm like, dude, thank you. Because I love people who don't know me affirming my Planit Butter dreams, because I did not share the extent of how deliberate I am about getting this jet. So for an external source to affirm it through their unknowing is just so fun for me, selfishly. Anyway, thanks for joining me in Santiago, Chile. Beautiful city, really fun, interesting neighborhoods. This park is phenomenal. I'm going to enjoy sunset, and then we're going to go to the airport again, attempt to sort a Chippy sale for first thing in the morning, see if my haircut lines up in Santa Monica, California, and get a few hugs in with some good friends, and see if the Chippy sale, did I say that already? Probably. Anyway, country number 2, check. off we boogie. See you, hopefully, in LA. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. Crapola. Guys, welcome to the LA portion of this week's episode. We are in a garage with the one, the only, Chippy! And as the uni would have it, there was a lucky penny right here, sitting and waiting on the floor next to Chippy for our arrival, which, again, we had no idea we would be in LA anytime soon. And when we booked the only flight out of Jericoacoara, there is a layover here. So, perfectly, we get to see Chippy, the boy, as per what has become necessary, which is removing Chippy from this garage, and me with my travels not actively using Chippy and needing and wanting to invest in the business. I still persist in the attempt to sell. I thought the personal responsibility part was it, me being here and selling Chippy. So last night I was on the phone with three companies, but 2 people, which is a whole other story, to attempt to sell Chippy today while I was here. One call was 45 minutes on hold, even though I accepted their offer. And then that call got disconnected by this other company who called me and then revealed that they actually represent 2 different companies, but both of those companies weren't co-branded or partnered. And the person on the phone sounded like a robot, and she didn't have the mental capacity to effectively communicate the difference between these 2 companies. And while I was on their websites, it made no sense. Nothing made sense. And I'm like, well, I'm not selling Chippy to some dum-dum. And even with not wanting to sell Chippy to a dum-dum, I still told her, just email me the offers and I'll discuss with you later. No email. She did not email me. The other company that I accepted their offer, even though it was a really low ball, I still accepted it in the spirit of my willingness to take my personal responsibility, doing more, doing less, and pivoting what we can control. And I'm literally not able to control the sale of this car. Chippy. Mwah. Uni has got it. Anyway, the other portion of this, what I have in my hand here, is my first official hardcover of Intucentric, which magically arrived the same day I'm getting here to LA, which I didn't know I would be doing. It's so wild. I sent it as a gift to Diana Raypolis, the Blissy character artist. And then after doing that, I found out that I had a long enough layover here to leave the airport, get this hardcover, steal her gift, sent her a new one already, don't worry, and open it on camera with you. Well, I've already opened it because I couldn't wait, but reopen it on camera with you, with Chippy. I'm so excited. Also, we did get a haircut, not in Santiago, in Santa Monica. Snips in Santa Monica. And I'm very happy with it. Thank you, Sarah. Next. I'm so excited to open this book, so let's just do it. It looks so fucking good. Hardcover. We earned this metaphorically. Think about this, guys. The ebook was the first one that we were permitted by the universe to release after an ongoing series of not being able to release. And you know about that if you've been watching the show. That was crazy. The amount of things that I couldn't even tell you. It's documented, thankfully, but I don't even remember. But there was always something that led to it wasn't time. When it's not time, it's just not time. So it wasn't time to publish the book until it was. Same with the paperback, same with the hardcover, same with the audiobook, still pending, recorded, but pending editing and what have you, because my editor and the universe is up to other magic. So this is how it goes. And now we've been blessed with permission to receive the hardcover because we've earned our Planit Butter stripes, our Planit Butter nuts, Planit Butter peanuts, our Planit Butter whatever. And the title of Chippy is in here, which is just, that's it, guys. We're here. We get to see some friends. We got to get our hair cut. We get to see our boy Chippy. We get to open this hardcover and the title and record this show. And the journey will continue. Off we freaking go. let's do a random page read with Chippy. Chippy, which page do you want us to read? He will choose. Look how fucking awesome this is. So cool. Okay, random page, Chippy. It's your call. I'm gonna like have him open it on the from his license plate. Ooh, he opened to ego boogie. Eastern philosophy says no ego. Western philosophy is driven by ego. Planit Butter's philosophy says take responsibility for your ego. Our ego is our luxury. It's what makes us human. We can think of the ego as the soul's tool to accomplish what our soul came into our body to express. It's awareness of our existence. It's a sense of self. The difference between humans and all other species on Earth is our ego. Choose how expressive you want to be. The decision to take responsibility for our ego is being Intucentric. We're going to Hawaii! And Chippy, we literally don't know what's going on with you. We have a potential suitor in Santa Barbara, our mechanic from up there, from when we lived there for a moment. We'll see if anything comes of that, but I told him my ideal is someone buying him that I can buy him back from, because he's a Planit Butter asset. So if the uni doesn't protect him for some reason through this willingness of mine to sell, then the intention and ideal is somebody buying him who I trust that I can buy him back from, because Chippy is one of the few cars that is appreciating with time because of Planit Butter. All right, now before my computer and phone get run over, let's pack this baby up. Thank you, LA. Oh wait, I have to tell you guys, there's a story. We have a brief story time. At the LA airport, I was going through global entry, and there's no line because it's global entry. It's the best. And I had my big giant Planit Butter jet canvas art rolled in the holder, and the security guard's like, what is in that thing? And I said, oh, it's my art. I made it. And he said, you made it? I said, yeah. He goes, what is it? I started giggling, and I go, well, it's 2 characters recording a podcast in a private jet. And he just kind of looks at me, smiles, and says, that sounds interesting. And I said, it is. And then he just says, you're good, pass through. It was, honestly, it was a very cute exchange. All right. So crazy that we're with Chippy right now. Hi, baby. Okay. I love you. We will see you at our next destination on this adventure of an episode as the story keeps unfolding. Hardcover, check. Chippy, check. Chippy title, check. Jordan, check. Top we made in Bali with the Doha layover fabric, check. All hands on deck. Let's boogie. Aloha! We have successfully made it to the Hawaii portion of this episode. Thanks for being here. Pretty crazy. We're in Kauai, Hawaii. And the rest of this episode has a lot of twists and turns and live Intucentric processing from me to you about Chippy. Quite the unfolding story we have here. Thanks for sticking with me. Off we go. We are in this fruit orchard under a coconut tree. Here's a coconut for your reference. Look at it. This one's kind of shot. And when I sat under this tree, this very sad little egg is right here. Uncracked, no bird's nest that I could see, and just resting right here. Mind you, this is a 6-acre fruit orchard, and I chose the tree with this egg, and I just feel like it's very symbolic because I feel like I'm an uncracked baby egg just resting under a fruit tree. I mean, I kind of am, and I've got this white jacket that feels like my shell. Anyway, that said, guys, as I've told you, this episode is not a clean story arc because we started it not knowing where we were going or what we were doing. But as the episode unfolded, it became more and more about my relationship with Chippy, which is just so funny. So to me, and hopefully entertaining to you, because it's a weird situation. Really weird. Because guys, as I've told you, Uni's dodging the sales. And now what I don't think I told you is that I mentioned the Santa Barbara mechanic before, John. I mentioned him before, just that he was a potential suitor in this mission of what are we doing with Chippy. But I didn't tell you how he even reappeared. And I want to share that. So after I closed the conversation with that insurance company and all the LA mechanics who I've had good relationships with over the years, all of them didn't respond to my messages either, which is also crazy because I have relationships with them, and it's like one of the, again, it's the universe guy. So it's like, okay, the mechanics aren't answering, which is bizarre, on top of all the sales not answering and all these other things now. But at the time, it was, we were dealing with the insurance company to potentially fix Chippy because of the damage caused. And then it was like, we're not fixing Chippy because the insurance company was so misguided, and it was easier to just take the cash settlement from them than continue. It was already 9 months, 6 months of their neglect and 3 months of their misguidance. It was just like, please give me my money and leave me alone. So we did that, right? And when we closed the doors on the insurance, on the mechanic potentials, whatever, and then reopened to the possibility of selling Chippy, I also happened to, when I was in LA, pick up my car rental that was filthy upon pickup. And I was like, dude, what? I'll go take it for a car wash because I was all for the adventure, but you're going to pay for it, of course. So he was like, yeah, cool. Understood. Fair. So in my adventure, as I made it to the car wash, I crossed paths with this body shop owner who I knew from a few years ago. And when I saw him, I was like, whoa, Chippy. So I was like, that's crazy because I wouldn't have thought of him if I didn't cross paths with him. And I only crossed paths with him because I turned my filthy car rental into an adventure and made it a good time. Right, guys? We make everything fun. And look what happens. So the body shop dude was like, I can't really help you because we need the mechanics still and blah, blah, blah. And he was with me on the final closing of the insurance company stuff too. So it all kind of layered. So again, forgive the lack of clean story. It's foggy now. But I crossed paths with that body shop owner at the tail end of dealing with the insurance company and the potential mechanics and all those things. Anyway, we sealed that out. The next day, I get an automated email from my Santa Barbara mechanic, John, because he switched platforms or whatever. And I totally forgot about him. Totally. And also, Santa Barbara is an hour and a half drive from LA. So it did not occur to me. It didn't occur to me. But I got that email and I was like, oh my God, John. So I'm like, okay. Also, guys, there's been like 5 butterflies circling. Okay. Thank you, Uni. So I'm like, whoa, John. Okay. So then I reach out to John when it became time, not upon the email. It was just like received, noted, Uni sent him, weird timing, haven't heard or thought of him in 4 years. And then I was in Florida for months, as you guys know, if you've been watching the show. Then at the end of my Florida adventure, I was feeling into where to go next. And Brazil had been on the radar at that point, but Santa Barbara kind of got really loud and clear. And I was like, whoa, are we about to take Chippy to Santa Barbara? Like, that's ridiculous. But it was so clear. And John responded immediately, was willing to work it out, like help me like with everything, just like on it. Also, he is the most trustworthy mechanic of all time. I love John. He's super cool and he's just honest and knows what he's doing. So I was like, I'm equally transparent with him. I'm like, this is everything going on right now, and with Chippy, and what's your take? And so he was all ready to fix it. And I was like, okay, I'll let you know if I end up coming to Santa Barbara tomorrow. At that point, I ended up going to Brazil. So it was time for Brazil. So we go to Brazil, right? Now, as you know, fast forward to now, we'd still been trying to sell Chippy. We had that brief layover in LA. The sale for Chippy did not work out while I was there. And I was still willing. The uni's still dodging. And I'm like, well, I don't really understand, because I knew I was going to Hawaii, and that's all I know. And the puzzle pieces of Hawaii that I told you guys about in episode 112, those are still looking really strong. And we have new pieces that have come into the picture that are fitting really well with those other pieces that I mentioned. So we're still watching that unfold. But back to Chippy, guys, it's pretty crazy, but sales not happening yet. I figured out a donation option for Chippy. And that, honestly, donating Chippy felt way better to me than any of the sales opportunities, even though there were really no sales opportunities because nobody's answering my calls. But even though I got a couple offers that I accepted, they still didn't call. Like, guys, are you with me at how ridiculous this is? And because it's the universe, it is the universe, but I know objectively and on the Earth Society brain is like, this girl is whatever. But guys, I'm doing everything I can control. I can't control everything related to the car. But now here's the part where I am in a little bit of control that we've reached of personal responsibility. Again, the willingness to do more, do less, and pivot what we can control. Yet, when we are Intucentric, our alignment dictates that control as well. So we take control, but then our alignment is like steering harder. So guys, where are we? So I found this donation option, and that felt better to me because I'm like, Chippy is priceless. And then also the money goes to a really good cause. So I'm like, okay, that feels way better to my soul. But I still couldn't really pull the trigger. So I'm like, okay, well, now we're back on the personal responsibility side of things, because that's not the uni dodging it. This is like, you're choosing what's going on right now, Jordan. This is your action. And now I have this donation company calling me like, are you ready to schedule? And I'm like, I don't know, man. And here's the thing. I was like, yeah, that feels like we could do that. But that's not the fuck yes, guys. So I'm like, damn, we could. And it felt better than the sale. But when I told John, Santa Barbara mechanic, he was like, damn, that's really too bad if Chippy's going to the auction block. And I was like, I know. And he's like, what if we blah, blah, blah. And he had other suggestions. So John is team Chippy. So John's like pushing for like saving Chippy, because he understands he's embedded in the brand. He's my soul. He's my baby boy. And John's willing. He's the only person that showed up out of nowhere, willing and able and capable of helping out with Chippy. And he's pushing, like, when I said I think I'm considering the donation, he's not saying all good, do what you got to do. He's saying, like, he's basically saying, are you sure? That's like a universe sign, right? We are also signs of the universe, which I'm going to be reading you guys the latest Planit Butter Substack article called Time is Sinking, where I explain this a little bit more in an objective way for you to consider for your life. But right now it's story time. So John's pushing, right? He's like, Chippy, team Chippy. And I'm like, shit, I love that. Obviously, Chippy's our boy. And then I'm reflecting on myself. I'm like, is this an attachment thing or is it an alignment thing? And then I'm like, girl, you travel this earth with nothing but 2 suitcases of clothes, some purses, some shoes, some athletic, like my flow rope, your notebooks, and your tech for your work. Like 2 suitcases to your name and some clothes in storage in LA. Like, you don't have attachment issues. Like, and there's no, it's like, while I love Chippy, I can't tell you guys how many times I have worked through detaching from him for the purposes of trying to sell him. Like I've told you guys at the top and many times, I have attempted to sell him 4 times. And now it's donate or Santa Barbara. And I'm like, fuck. Obviously, it sounds way more fun to me to try to get Chippy to Santa Barbara. Which is so crazy because my mission was Hawaii, right? We are mid-mission. I'm so excited. It's been so magical. The landscape here is phenomenal. The mountains are so luscious. There's like a surprise waterfall at every corner. It's such a small island too. There's one highway just straight through, and basically every road kind of just is a dead end. It's amazing. And the houses are so cute, and some are just magnificent and huge and gorgeous. And the food is all yummy. The people are so nice, so warm, so friendly. It's been really special. And Planit Butter has just been kind of cruising through. This mission is really like really solid path, and I'm really grateful to be doing the do. It's really cool. Just so many amazing things are lining up that I can't really share, but some you'll see because we've got a couple new episodes, guest episodes. We're visiting some really cool worlds. One is teaching us how to play the ukulele. Another one will be teaching us something later today. I actually don't know what, but it's music related. The music keeps coming through, so I'm excited about that. And I've just been going for really fun drives, really fun adventures. It's been really cool. And the puzzle pieces I told you guys about in episode 112, those puzzle pieces are still looking really good. And we've got some new puzzle pieces that are fitting in really perfectly with those puzzle pieces. And I still don't really know, and I still can't really tell you, but what I do know and what I can't tell you is really awesome. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm really excited to be under this fruit tree. And what I've noticed as I've been recording this episode is that it's kind of become a Chippy love story. And I think it's coming to an end, which is kind of crazy. But at present, the unfolding of Chippy, I mean, he got to be documented in this episode in person, which is really phenomenal because that was the first time that he's been in the show. So that was really cool. And yeah, still willing to sell him, right? But then I found this donation company, and it's so weird because the story is so complex and layered because time is not linear, right, guys? So everything is all like blah, blah, blah. Basically, in my willingness to sell Chippy, I'm simultaneously trying to sell Chippy elsewhere, all these other alternatives. And John's still pushing for like Team Chippy. And I love that so much. And I'm Team Chippy, but I'm like, really? Chippy's not part of the operations of Planit Butter day to day. He's just at the heart and soul of Planit Butter. And while John has been pushing for Team Chippy, I've also been in touch with the donation company. And Chippy is priceless. So it's kind of like any money that comes through Chippy, if it's not coming to me that's of a respectable value of Chippy, then I'd rather it be a donation from me as my personal responsibility, like the agency of myself in relation to releasing the car. Being a donation feels more empowering and respectful than some lowball offer to, well, the companies aren't even answering, so it doesn't even make sense. I'm just kind of trying to rationalize things, and it's not rational. That's what's happening here. My human is showing. And yeah, so we don't really know what's going on with Chippy still. It seems like I'm donating him at this very present moment. That's kind of what's unfolding. And John is still potentially, I don't know, because I haven't heard back from him yet, but John was pushing for Team Chippy. And Chippy's in Heather's garage still, and he needs to be out by like tomorrow. But miracles happen faster, and I don't know what the miracle would be, because that's not my job. That's the universe's job. But, and I don't even know what I would want the miracle to be. That's the other thing. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And like I've told you guys throughout this episode, my personal responsibility is the willingness to release Chippy. So I've reached another level of like detaching myself, releasing him, and being willing to donate him. and the donation company is the only one that's been actually professional and collaborative in the conversation, while none of the other companies have even answered, or they've been really sketchy or unprofessional. So, and that's not going to fly with me. So, yeah, so that's where this episode has led us, is this kind of a Chippy love story unfolding through these countries. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're under a fruit tree. We have magical puzzle pieces still piecing together. We're having a lot of fun in Kauai. And we don't really know what's going on with Chippy, but it seems like I'm donating him right now. And as I've told you, this is not a clean story. So this is the unfolding. This is how real stories are. The truth is messy and nonlinear, and magic is among us. And lastly, time is sinking. So I will be reading the full article, paid full article for you guys from me, from Planit Butter, from it's January, from January 26, 2026, because it's highly relevant to whatever the hell is happening right now with me, with Chippy, with Planit Butter, with you, forever. Remember this: time is sinking. Here we go. Time isn't running out or ticking, it's sinking. Of course, if and when we're being Intucentric. Watching, participating, sinking. Impulsivity is actually precision when being Intucentric. Last minute is really just everything that needed to happen leading up to the moment of the happening had to happen as it happened, which is viewed as last minute through society's constructed lens of time. But really, it's the universe syncing. Harmony. When being Intucentric, our intuition is like the telephone between the ego and the universe. The phone call. Universe says, here you go. Intuition says, received. Ego says, ooh, I'm going to do XYZ. One side of the phone line is the universe sending its magical language humans refer to as signs. These signs can be anything. Our entire existence is within the universe, so everything, including ourselves, is a sign. However, while everything, the towing company's calling. We're going to answer. This is the tow company. He had a buyer potentially interested. Let's see. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Jordan, what's going on?
I'm actually recording my podcast, so you're on it now.
Oh shit, sorry about that.
No, I answered on purpose because I was talking about Chippy, so I told the audience I'm going to answer this phone. So you're on, just okay. So you know you're on.
Okay. When are you going to be done with your podcast?
I'm on the phone with you now. What's up?
I was just going to connect you with
the potential buyer. Oh, that's juicy. I want it recorded.
I mean, that's up to them. So, but they said they'd be willing to reach out and stuff.
Okay, so give her my phone number. Can she call me in like 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's not a problem. All right.
Okay.
Say hello to your audience. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. Bye.
Okay. So we have a potential buyer. Which could be good because it's through this dude at the towing company that I've been friends with now because of Chippy for the past couple of months. Friends, quote unquote. Chippy friends. I've got lots of Chippy friends, lots of mechanics, lots of, well, only this tow company, a couple body shops. Anyway, this seems to be the unfolding, the magic, the boogies. That's hilarious. Oh, the time is sinking. All right, should we wrap that up? All right. Time is sinking. Maybe it's a sale with somebody we actually trust to take care of Chippy. So that's hilarious. I don't even know where I just got interrupted. However, while everything is a sign, not everything is our sign. Objectively, everything is a sign because it's part of the uni's harmony. Subjectively, signs are basically external things that resonate with you. How do you know what resonates with you? Your ego, your sense of self. So, the universe is perpetually communicating. Something is brought to your awareness. You get this little ping from the universe's sign. Then your ego, your sense of self, is like, ooh, and then takes action because of the ping. The trick is to remember signs are for presence, not prediction. Oftentimes, people correlate signs with destiny. Consider that signs are simply affirmation or redirection in every given moment. Presence, not prediction. It's either you're aligned or psst, not this. When we're aligned, even if it's really fucking hard, we're flowing and we're doing what's in our best interest. When it's psst, not this, we usually know what we need to be doing, the personal responsibility we need to be taking, and aren't. Or if we think we don't know, then we need to sit with the core of being Intucentric, which is self-reflecting and self-connecting, to clarify our boundaries so that we can then respect ourselves and show up confidently in doing so, as a means of reconnecting with our alignment. They say nobody knows what they're doing, but that's not true. We all know what we're doing. We just don't know the outcome. Yet, when we know what we're doing is aligned, it becomes exciting. When it's not aligned, get on the phone. The practice is staying on the phone. In order to stay on the phone, we take personal responsibility, defined on Planit Butter as the willingness to do more, do less, and pivot what we can control. That's the ego. With me, uni, intuition, ego, Intucentric. When we stay on the phone, our ego can remain in communication with the universe because we're allowing our intuition to continue to watch and receive. Then it's up to our ego, our sense of self, to then participate. Watching, participating, syncing. As we watch and participate, we sync with our role in the universe, our unique individual timeline. And then life remains magical. From my planet to yours. It seems, I feel good about this potential sale, guys, because it's another woman who thinks Chippy's cute and will take care of him, it seems. So we're gonna get on the phone with her and let this story continue to unfold. The donation still felt best out of all the other ones, but now this syncing is interesting because this tow company. Okay, I'm gonna end this with a really messy story, as we do, because this is, I told you from the beginning, this is not a clean story development, and the episode just evolved into being about Chippy, which I just adore. So Joe at the tow company, I spoke to him a few months back, and he was just so helpful and so amazing, and was gonna jump the car, did jump the car, or tried to jump the car, but it was done, like could not jump. Battery must be replaced. And I already replaced the battery not that long ago. So I was like, damn, Chippy. And anyway, there's so many layers to this that I'm really cutting out. But in this messiness, I spoke to Joe. I spoke to Joe yesterday because I almost flew to LA to drive Chippy to Santa Barbara to the mechanic, John. But I forgot that we tried to jump Chippy and he was completely dead. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not interrupting my Hawaii flow to go use Chippy that's not part of operations anymore. Try to jump him, try to drive him, try to do all these, like, it's like so much efforting. That's not, Chippy is no longer part of operations. We got to see him the other day. Maybe he'll go to this home with this woman who will take good care of him and we can go visit him or something. But yeah, I forgot about that jump attempt and Joe reminded me, and Joe offered to see about selling Chippy, and he may have done it, which is pretty fucking cool. Hello?
Hello. Hi, I'm calling about the car.
Awesome. Hi. Yeah, Joe said you'd be calling. Obviously, I know we're both in cahoots with him.
Yeah.
So you guys still love the Beamers. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's also more, I'm happy to hear that. Any other questions?
No, I think that's it. Really. I mean, it sounds fine. I mean, I know we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into. So.
Yeah, and it's worth it. Like, he's so cute. I don't want to be selling him, but it doesn't make sense. I travel full time all over the world. Like, I'm not with the car. It's selfish for me to keep him. Like, I'd rather him go to somebody that will give him the right love right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll text you now and hopefully we can agree on something and get it sorted for tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. All right, guys, I have pushed this story. All right, guys, I have pushed this storyline to the absolute limits. It is 7:17 p.m. Thursday, January 29th. We are still locking in the Chippy finale, but we are really tight on releasing this episode tonight. And I also have a little music adventure to go on tonight. So we're going to have to cap it with this open-ended story arc that got really juicy, because here's the kicker. Where did I even leave off, man? Oh, I showed you guys the call with the chick. So she and I are still negotiating, and then I was recording another episode today for somebody else's show. Dan, what's his last name? Bonow? Oh God, I forget his last name. Great musician. He'll be on the show as well, our show, but we did his show today. And he is in on the Chippy drama. And he's like, oh, I have a friend who might be interested. So now we have 2 potential sales in the works. I'm negotiating with that girl. Dan referred a friend. And then the donation is still like backup. Always an option. My Lord, it is still unfolding. Time is still sinking. It is wild out here on Planit Butter. So I thought I'd just close out this delicious episode with the Planit Butter jet art, because as you know, Chippy is our transforming convertible, and you know he's transforming into our jet. So if Chippy is on the outs, then you know the jet is on the in. And we're so excited for it. Let's go. A true, honest, non-linear, fantastic, supreme Chippy adventure, ending only the way a Chippy adventure would, which is open-ended, juicy, confusing, and magical. See you Thursday. From my planet to yours.